jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew. We are back with another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with manager Marty. Glad you all are here today. We're going to talk about the sport of boxing, as always, and the business of boxing. We have a very, very, very small portion of boxing food that we're going to have to air fry today. I welcome each and every last one of you as the viewership is increasing exponentially. We're going to talk about it. Welcome to everyone in the chat. Salute to you all that's acknowledging me in the chat. We're going to talk about Terence Crawford. Of course, you see the title of this broadcast that Crawford is giving DIVA vibes with regards to the rematch with Errol Spence. We're going to roll the tape on a few things that Crawford himself said, along with what Crawford's friend himself has said in recent tweets. We're going to deal with it. Why not deal with it here? I know that Terence Ball Crawford fans that watch me say I'm hating on him all the time. They say that I have something against Bud Crawford. They also have said that I don't like him. These things are untrue. But I mean, look at what's been taking place lately. Can you blame me for, rendering some kind of reaction or verdict? I mean, come on. This is what YouTube is about, right? Okay, then. Yeah, so we're going to deal with it. I'm trying to get some of these tweets up and running. No, he don't want no smoke. He don't want no smoke, Judah. We already dissected him on this show. Yeah, I'm talking about the guy who Judah just mentioned in the chat. Yeah, he don't want no work. When it comes to this YouTube, he don't want no work. Yes, 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 yes. So glad to see you all today. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all chose to be here with me today. I appreciate your viewership. Appreciate all the contributions of your time that you make on this channel. I appreciate the commitment, the unwavering support from the Roll the Tape film crew. I appreciate the financial support and contributions that you all have made thus far, and the contributions that some of you are going to make today in this live broadcast. Really, really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel. We are going to improve the audio and the visual quality of the content and even the live broadcast as time progresses. Let me put my glasses on so I can hear what y'all saying in the chat. All right, who else we got in the chat here? Yeah. I had a question since the last time you all saw me. I rolled the tape on several individuals last week. I rolled the tape on a few individuals last week. And we got the chat cooking right now. The chat's gonna, the roller tape film crew that's in the chat right now, I know they're gonna start cooking real soon. I had a question though. I just wanted to know, what was your take on, the whole situation with True Media? TV. Excuse me. True Media Today. That's the name. True Media Today. Coach Malachi. I never got y'all perspective on that. I want to know what y'all thought about that. Y'all remember the other day I tapped in and called him. There was a guy in the chat that said, "You scared to call him? He's on live right now on his broadcast. You scared to call him?" So I said, "Send me his number. I'll call him right now." And I actually did call him, and I actually replayed, you know, that portion as an excerpt when I put the video out. I just had a question for you all. What did y'all think about? I called him, and y'all heard the things that he said. I hope y'all heard the things that he said when I called him on the phone. Just wanted to know what y'all thought about. I never got a chance to really ask y'all for your take on it. And this is my first time being live and live in color. So I just wanted to know, what was your take on that? You know, the dialogue between myself and True Media. I'm only asking. Somebody in the chat had brought his name up. And NK True. Interesting. Interesting observation. Yeah, because see, the thing is, salute to Brian King. I see you in the chat. Remy, I see you in the chat. Of course, Judah, I see you. New Era, Boxing and Bets TV, I see you. Andre Smith, I wanted to salute you as well. Cooking with Frank, my God, Cooking with Frank. Rodriguez Williams, I see you. The Keggy is here. Of course, you know the Keggy's here. I can depend on all of you to continuously be real. My guy is here. Family, Mr. Pragmatic. Salute to you. This is my first time being back on live since that situation occurred. That's why I'm trying to get your perspective. And then we definitely gonna move on to talk about Crawford and what's been going on for the past few days. But what y'all think about that? When I call Coach Malachi, True Media, what's his name? True Media Today. Yeah, I called him right on the phone. And I think that was on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Thursday or Friday that just passed. Yeah. Shiny D, what's up? I see you. B Max 7. Ryan Harris, I see you. Yeah, I just wanted to, I had to go back and listen myself, to the audio myself. Like, after I published it, after I edited and everything. And I was thinking to myself, like, man, these guys really have no substance when it comes to, you know, me, basically. They have no real legitimate reason. What's up, Real City? I see you in the chat. Real City, I want to let you know you are the reason why I call Coach Malachi, aka Coach Toby, when you said that I was scared to call him and that he was live. And so I called him. And one of the things I want to tell you, Real City, I respect you. Because right after I called him, you said you thought in the chat, you said you thought that I was scared to call him, right? And you said that you respect the fact that I have courage. Your words, not mine. I have balls, which I do. So salute to you, Real City. Appreciate you for being a real one. I just thought that it was, I just wanted to get your perspective, all of you in the chat. We have the viewership. I always smile when I say this. The viewership is increasing exponentially. I just wanted to, like I said, this is my first time being back on live. I'm excited to be here today. I'm glad that y'all with me. When an incident occur, when you at a family barbecue or a family gathering, And then when you get back with the same family that was witnesses of the incident, you know, y'all kind of break it up, chop it up, and talk about what happened. That's why I'm asking y'all. You know, I had to read this Real City. One thing, Manager Marty, you the only YouTuber who challenged Blue Blood, Rick Glazer, and Coach Malachi. You got balls. Absolutely. And all three of the gentlemen that you mentioned do not want to come on this channel because they know when they come on the channel, there's questions that they will be held accountable to answer. And I don't think that they really want to answer certain questions that I'm going to have for them. Okay? I got to bring entertainment value to what I do as well. That's why this thing is important. And I also want to say this to you, Real City and everybody else. I published a video. I believe it was on, was it yesterday or Saturday? And I'm still waiting for my question to be answered. Not from y'all in the chat, from True Media. This is my first time being back on live. So I keep saying that because what's going to happen is, you know, somebody going to run and go tell him. And then he's going to throw more shots at me like he said he was going to do anyway. Because he said he don't like me. He's going to continue to still talk about me. And then it's going to be like, oh, coming back over in the chat. Why you still talking about him? Manager Marty is over and all of that. So I wait. I'm waiting for my question to be answered though. I really don't care about nothing else, but just this. Coach Malachi said that he's using me, Blue Blood, not Blue Blood, excuse me, me, Boxing Ego for 9. He had mentioned some other content creators, the pet names he gave them. I don't recognize the other names that he was saying as far as the other pet. But with me, right? I just had a question. Maybe we can all talk about this just for a brief moment because it happened. You know, we at the family barbecue now. We at the family cookout. So we just talking about an incident that happened the last time we were together. Okay, we're gonna get back to the whole title of Terence Crawford and what's happening in the rematch with Spence. Now, Coach Malachi is using me, right? He said his words, not mine. No, he doesn't know me, Mr. Finesse. Does that guy know you personally? The way he talks, I think you took his woman or something. No, I never met him. He doesn't know me personally. I did not know anything about him. Never seen his content before. I just know that a couple of subscribers, they kept reaching out to me through email, sending me little clips of what he was saying. The pet names that he gave me. And I was like, yo, this is another situation I got to deal with like I did in December of 2022 with Blue Blood. And I was like, who is this dude, man? You know, calling me names and whatever. So I did, I looked at his content and I just looked at, I think it was like 5 minutes of because what happened was they were sending me 2 or 3 different clips. And I looked at the 5 minutes before to see what made him start saying these things. And it really was like out of nowhere. So I'm like, what's this dude just, I wasn't even the topic of his discussion. He was actually talking about other fighters. And then he came out of nowhere with that. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm gonna respond to him, make it a teachable moment for some and entertainment for others. But let me get back to my question real quick, and I promise you I'm gonna get back to the chat. Just a quick question. He's using me to promote him. His words, not mine. Why he can't just pick up the phone and call Crawford though? Hit the like button, please, y'all. We got a little bit of likes here, and we need this education and entertainment value to reverberate all across the world, and it will do so as soon as you all hit the like button, all right? So I encourage you, look at the chat now. Mr. Pragmatic is telling you, hit the like button. Now, listen, you always learn something here. It don't matter if you like me. It don't matter if you agree with me. It don't matter if you disagree with me. What matters is that you learn something about the business of boxing every time you encounter this platform. And that's what satisfied me the most. So I'm just saying, like, he was at Terence Crawford's parade. Coach Malachi was. I only know that because people have sent me documentary evidence. And you there at the parade, you know, celebrating with Terence Crawford after he beat Spence. And he's saying that he's using me to promote him. So I'm saying, okay, you're using me to promote yourself, but I got 22,000 less subscribers than you. You have a combination of 5 to 6,000 more views than me on average. It's like, yo, I'm not really a bigger channel than yours. So I mean, I don't know if you really going to get any traction, by discrediting me, calling me a fake manager and making up these pet names for me. But okay, cool. You think you're gonna get traction. But my question would be, and my question was, and still is, and I'm kind of still waiting for a little answer. Why would you use somebody that have a smaller subscription base than you when all you gotta do is call Terence Crawford on the phone and ask him to get an interview from him? I mean, he is the undisputed, undefeated welterweight champion of the world who made history. You was at his parade celebrating with him after he beat Spence. You have Rick Glaser come on your channel, a guy you keep tap dancing for. Why not get him to give you an interview since you bang with him like that? Right. You see what I'm saying? I know Real City. I know what he's acting like. He's saying that I'm promoting his channel by talking about him. That's one of the dumbest things I heard. How can the guy start a beef, start a fire, throw shots at somebody, and then say, before the person even respond, hey, man, these guys are making thumbnails about me. Oh man, these guys are falling into the bait. I'm just using them to promote me. Bruh, you started this. You started this whole fiasco. And then when somebody responds, let me reframe that. When I respond, you try to make it seem like I'm really throwing shots at, boy, this is crazy to me. You see what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. Why not call your man, your homie, your friend, Terence Crawford, and see if he can give you an interview? I mean, Terence Crawford has been on a media world tour since this fight happened with him and Spence. I mean, he's been on Sway in the Morning. I think it's called Sway in the Morning, or Sway Universe, right? He's several times. He's been on The Breakfast Club. He's been on Business and Leisure Channel. He's been on $1 Million a Game. He's been on Joe Rogan. I just named 5 major platforms on YouTube. He went to all 5 of those major YouTube platforms, and he skipped over you, a man who was standing next to him and his kids at the parade celebrating when he beat Errol Spence. Why are you using my name, Fanon's name, Boxing Ego's name, and whoever else he was mentioning some other pet names he gave other content creators. I don't know who he's referring to, but my point is you using a group of content creators to promote you when all you gotta do is avoid disrespecting other grown men that you probably don't even know, and just call Crawford up on the phone and say, yo, bud, can I get an interview with you? I know you got a busy schedule. Can I get at least 15 to 20 minutes to talk to you about, you being the the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. You made history. I can't find one interview. Can y'all? Where he interviewed Crawford yet? He might have interviewed him in the past. I don't know. I don't look at his platform. I'm just saying, in the buildup of this fight with Spence, and then after the fight, Coach Malachi, Toby, the guy who's what that noise is. If you're just joining me live and living color as the, oh my gosh, yo, I gotta smile again. The viewership is increasing exponentially. When I do this noise right here, That's not a drum roll. No, that's Coach Toby. That's him. The guy who tap danced for Rich Glazer. Coach Malachi from True Media Today. That's him. Yeah. Can't even get an interview from his own friend. Lord have mercy. I got friends in boxing. Hall of Fame fighters, current fighters, managers, agents, consultants, promoters. Most of them know who I am. I can get them on the phone, and I have gotten them on the phone, and some of them have already given me their commitment for an interview. My point is, I'm not really into doing interviews all the time. And so I pick and choose what topics I want to use to interview people, because I want to make sure that there's educational value and not just current events and topics to interview people, just in case y'all want to know. All right. Somebody said he already did interview with Crawford. That's what's up. That's what's up. But I'm just saying, did he interview him now, though? Okay, well, since he interviewed with Crawford, that's what somebody in the chat said. I have a question on that real quick. When? When? Just tell me when. Month and year. No, we're not still talking about it. Whoever said that in the chat, it's not that we still talking about. What it is I want to get your perspective, the chat, the viewers that's watching live and living color at home, because this is the first time I'm chilling with you all. Yeah. See, when the incident happened, I didn't get an opportunity in the moment to get your perspective on it. You see, that's all. You know how something happened. Let's say if you at a family gathering and an incident occurred, right? When you get back with the family, y'all talk about what y'all just saw, what y'all just heard the other day. Yeah. So that's what we doing today. We're gonna get back to what we talk about. Yeah. Yeah. We be all right. Can anyone tell me? I think that's the guy in the chat. He said, something about he already did an interview with Bud. All right, give me the month and year. Yeah, give us the month and year. I'm just curious. Little BF says in the chat, True Media just did one of his cut scenes with your name on it at some barbershop. What's your reaction, Manager Marty? I don't really have a reaction. Did he answer the questions, Lil BF? Lil BF, I asked True Media today a few questions in the last live when I did an entire segment on him. Did he at least answer those questions that I asked him? I didn't see the cutscenes that you're referring to. We could try to pull it up if you want. I will give a live reaction right now. Y'all want some entertainment? We're gonna talk about Crawford in a minute and what's happening in the rematch and behind the scenes and all this stuff. But I just want to know. Monty Brown is here with us. Salute, King Monty Brown. Yeah. I just saw Monty Brown's name in the chat. I'm trying to see what he said. Oh, yeah. He said he wasn't going to let you cook, so he muted you because he didn't want real smoke. Oh, you better believe it. That's G-Man? That's the dude G-Man in the chat? Hey, Mr. Pragmatic, is that the boy G-Man? Is that Gary? Oh, no, his name Justin. I don't know what you want to be, Mr. G-Man, Gary, Justin. Is that him? The guy that tried to set me up, the debate Rich Glazer? That's him? I'm not sure if that's the real G-Man or not. Not sure. Not sure if that's him. Little BF, I wanted to know, did he answer the questions that I asked him? I asked True Media today, Coach Malachi, Coach Toby, some questions in my live. Did he answer the questions in his reaction video to what I said? I'll give my reaction to it, Little BF. I just want to know, did he answer my questions, though? Because I don't want to hear nothing he got to say unless he answer the questions that I asked him. Yeah, see, we ain't going to keep on deflecting around here. We going to hold men account here. That's what I do. Yeah, don't do no reaction video unless you answer them questions that I have for you. Yeah. Yeah, we a little BF at. He might have responded. I want to make sure. Oh, that is G-Man. That's G-Man. Yes, Rick Glace is my friend. Salute. Salute to you, G-Man. You seen what I did to your friend, right? When he came on here, right, G-Man? You asked for it, G-Man. I'm just saying. I know Rick Glacier is Coach Toby's friend. I know that. But I'm saying, did you get your money's worth, G-Man? When you sent your homie Rick over here? I ran Rick right off of this joint. I ran Rick right off. We were just having a conversation. You know what I mean? Uh Big T, what up? Good to see you again, Big T. My guy, Big T, be in the chat, man. Patrick Bell, I see you. Salute to you as well. I'm trying to see if Lil BF, he said the board did he said, Lil BF in the chat said that True Media today, Coach Malachi, a.k.a. the tap dancer, Coach Toby, did a video on me or something like that. I want to know if he answered the question. I ain't never see the video yet. I didn't know if he did a video on me. That's interesting. I want to know if he answered my questions. He asked me for a reaction. That's why I'm talking about this last portion, y'all. Somebody in the chat asked me, what's your reaction to Coach Malachi did a video on you? What's your reaction? I didn't see the video he did on me. So I'm not sure. What'd he say? What's the name of the video? We can pull it up. I roll the tape so we can hear it if y'all want some entertainment. I mean, it is what it is. I wasn't planning on talking about the bull, but you know, it is what it is. Entertainment. This is what we do, y'all. We don't back down. You know, we do what we do. Oh, it was not a video. It wasn't a video. It was a cut scene in his live. That's from G-Man. What'd he say? You're not telling me what he say. Y'all want me to pull it up? I'll pull it up and do it. I'll give you a small reaction to it now if you want. If y'all want, I'll pull it up. Whatever he said about me, I'll pull it up. And I'll give y'all an authentic, live reaction. See, I don't rehearse none of this stuff. I don't write nothing down. I don't rehearse stuff. I when I roll the tape, I roll it and I talk. I don't, you know what I mean? All right, Mr. Prag told me don't waste my time on it. Dang, Mr. Prag. Try to get the people entertainment. Mr. Pragg's not in the mood for it today, y'all. He said, don't worry, don't waste my time on it. That's what he said. Somebody said, pull it up. Pull it up, King. Monty said, pull it up. I don't know what it is. Somebody said, everybody keeps telling me to pull it. Hey, Mr. Prag, you know me, Mr. Prag. Mr. Pragmatic knows me personally. You know I got to get the people what they ask for now. If they support the channel and they support the platform and they're part of the Roll the Tape film crew, you know I get y'all what you asked for. All right? I'm going to get to somebody asking me about it. I am going to give my response and reaction to Terence Crawford. Everybody's talking about him. He's giving and showing diva vibes now. He's giving and showing diva vibes in this rematch. And we're going to talk about it. But before I do, I want to have a little fun. But you know, I've been hearing people in the chat tell me to pull it up so I can give a reaction. What did he say? Y'all gotta, whoever knows what he said, tell me. I'll type it in the YouTube thing here on my iPad so we can all hear what True Media today. Coach Malachi, aka the tap dancer, Coach Toby, said about me. I'll give you my reaction right now and then move on to the Crawford topic. When did he say it? Somebody said it was a cut scene or something like that. What G-Man, you here? G-Man, I forgot who else said. G-Man and somebody else said it was a cut scene. Tell me where's it at? How do I find it? I'll pull it up. G-Man, you said you can go to his show. Who you talking about, G-Man? Go to whose show? Who you talking about, Coach Malachi? I called his show on Friday. You wasn't here, G-Man. I called this show up. I actually went on his show. I didn't even know he was actually on the show when I called. I didn't know he was actually on a show when I called. But he was. So I technically kind of went on the show already. But tell me how to pull it up. Yeah, he won't come over here, G-Man. Definitely not calling him again. I already called him. I'm trying to roll the tape, Brian, but I'm waiting for somebody to tell me how can I find this thing here. Yeah, somebody was using my name, Loco Sports. Damn, they be using my name and everything. Y'all better stop using Manager Marty's name and somebody else chatting. Y'all know that wasn't me. That ain't right. Hey, G-Man, you know daggone well you got it. G-Man, tell me how to pull this up, man. The people asking me to do a service. G-Man talking about Coach Malachi, the A side. Not over here, he ain't. He ain't no A side. Well, in the debate with me? All right, he can be the A side. That's cool. I don't mind him being the A side. He been on YouTube longer than me. He got more subscribers than me. That's cool. He can be the A side. That's cool. Oh, somebody said they found the video. All right, I'm gonna type it in. Chris Sanchez, tell me. Tell me the video. Chris Sanchez said I just watched it. All right, let me watch it. Let me give it. Hey, somebody in the chat asked me for my reaction. I want to give the Roller Tape Film crew what they asked for supporting the channel. What's the name of it? Oh, G-Man here to disrupt. G-Man, we ain't doing that, yo. You don't disrupt the live, bro. Come on with some real stuff, man. Come on, G-Man. Hey, Chris, somebody send me what is it? What's the name of the title, man? So I want to react to this thing here. Man, I guess y'all want me to react. All right, we'll get on with the show. We'll get on with the show. Nobody don't want to tell me what the bull was saying. Somebody asked me to react to it. They said, "Man, Jamarty, what's your reaction?" I'm trying to give you a react. I'm trying to give you some entertainment. Well, we waiting on Chris Sanchez said he saw it. He just watched it. I'm trying to figure out what, tell me. I'll pull it up. I bet you he didn't say my name in it, did he? I'd be surprised if he said my name. Just a boxing fan support. Come on, Chris. I know you're a boxing fan, sir. I'm trying to see what was the video. Y'all, people in the chat saying that he did a live on me, or he did some kind of excerpt. He meaning Coach Toby. Trying to see what he did say your name. Oh, he did. Awesome. What's the name of the video? Type that. What am I saying? Come on, let's talk, y'all. Let's have some entertainment, y'all. Let's have some fun. We're going to get to Crawford and all that. I haven't seen you all. I was on here Friday. I think I was on here. Did I come on here on Saturday? No, I didn't do a live Saturday. Dang. What's the name of the video, Chris, that you pulled up? This, what did he say? He definitely don't, Rivera. Salute to Rivera. He's here. Yeah, I'm just talking to the family. That's all I'm doing. Talking to the family. You know what I mean? Oh, that's probably G-Man playing. I feel you. That's probably G-Man. Yeah, that's G-Man. That's G-Man. Salute to my guy, Band Up in the building. What up, Band Up? That's all. So that's all. That's the only question. Somebody said, oh, my man, Big Money in the building. I see you. Yeah, so I was just saying, trying to figure out why didn't the coach Malachi. Yeah, Big T. I'm trying to roll the tape, but they ain't not really telling me where the video at. The boy, you know what I mean? He said something. But anyway, yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, why he didn't have Crawford on his platform to interview him, after this, um, after the fight with Spence. Yeah, he don't have to use me to build him up. He said he's using me to promote him. You ain't gotta use me. I'm a small channel, right? Just call Crawford. That's your homie. See if he get you an interview. Very simple marketing strategy, if you ask me. I had a question. Let's get on Crawford because obviously nobody can tell me where the video at. I believe so, band up. I believe that with all my heart, band up. I do. Absolutely. Hey, band up. You notice how on Friday, I rolled the tape on Wednesday, I believe, Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, and the guy was just so animated. Yeah, these guys are falling for the bait. Man, they're falling. That's like me putting cheese on a bait. I'm using them to promote me. Janitor Farty, Fanager Marty, remember? He was talking like that. And then when I called the guy, I didn't get that same energy. He seemed like he was more calm and relaxed when I called him. I was really surprised by that. These guys act like Hulk Hogan on their channel. And then when I invite them to come over here, they don't want to come over. It just disappoints me. It truly disappoints me. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, they don't want to come over here. Mm-hmm. Oh, Asante L. Salute. My guy. You just listened to him. Asante L says, I just listened to him and his chat calling you Manager Farty. I know. They're all making me famous. The guy started talking about me first. Yeah, but he won't come over here and say it. Let him come over to this. See, I gave the guy an opportunity. Come on over here. Okay? Yeah, come on over here and say it. Since everybody keeps saying, I'm doing this to promote me and market me. Well, come over here. Then when I called him, he said nothing about the marketing. He said nothing about the promoting. You know what he says? I don't like you. I don't F with you. I said, what that got to do with you coming on my platform? You know how many people that be in my chat, watching my content, and in my comment section that don't like me and don't F with me? They still comment. They still engage in the chat. They still provide the viewership as it's increasing right now exponentially. It ain't about whether you like me or not. Listen, I'm not attracted to men. I'm only attracted to women. So if a man tell me he don't like me, I don't care. I'm not on YouTube for you to like me. I thought we were talking about boxing. Where did it come from? I don't like you. I don't F with you. What difference do it make? We on YouTube to talk about boxing. Not Manager Farty and Janitor Farty and Fanager Marty. Not him. You're supposed to be talking about boxing. And then had the nerve to say, right after he said, I don't like you, I don't F with you. And then I asked him, come onto the platform. He didn't want to come over here to say all the stuff he'd been saying like Hulk Hogan on his channel, which is fine. He says, ain't nothing he can do about it. I'm still going to talk about him. Bruh, why are you still talking about me if you don't like me? That's another question for you, Coach Toby. You don't like me. Fine. You don't F with me. Fine. I don't know you personally, so what difference do it make? But you're going to keep talking about a guy you don't like? There's only a handful of people off of YouTube, though, that I don't like. Like, I personally don't like certain people, right? And for good reasons, too, right? I do not talk about them. I don't mention their name. I don't hear conversations about them. I don't speak on them. Because when you don't like something, you don't eat it. You don't go to a restaurant that sells shrimp and then order it and you know you don't like it? Why eat it if you don't like it? In other words, is why eat up my content? Why eat up my words if you don't like me? Why keep flipping my name and insulting me if you don't like me? You're investing way too much energy in a guy that you don't like. That's interesting to me. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not here for you to like. You know, there was a line that Jada Kiss was the ghostwriter for, but Puffy, Diddy, Puff, we know who he is. He said the line that was ghost written by Jada Kiss. Y'all remember that song, Victory? He said, you ain't gotta like me. You just mad because I tell it how it is and you tell it how it might be. Whew. That's facts. And that lyric apply to the situation that I'm in with this guy, Coach Toby. You don't have to like me. I know why you mad. But my thing is, what difference do it make? You don't like me. I'm not attracted to men. Care if you like me or not. We're not on here to talk about who like who. We talking about boxing. That's what we talking about. That's what our platform should be about. Boxing. Not disrespecting other men and making pet names for men. We're not in elementary school and middle school no more. What's wrong with you? You know? You know I got to hold these guys accountable. Real City said I got the video. All right. What is it? So I can pull it up real quick. Go to YouTube, type the meltdown debate with Canelo versus Charlo fight. Become the Spence versus Crawford. He's toasting you right now. He's toasting me now? Well, I'm not going to give him viewership to go on his live right now. But I will pull a previous video up since everybody asked for my reaction of it. Go to YouTube and type the meltdown debate. He toasting me now? Why is he talking about me now? He should have came over. See, this is what I'm saying. Come on, y'all. Hey, guys, listen. I didn't see any women in the chat, so they might not be here right now. This is all to the men right here. My demographics show me 90% of my viewership are by men. Increasingly enough is the women's viewership here. But here's the thing. My age demographic, according to my analytics on my channel, people between the ages of like 33 years old to about 63 years old. They provide me with heavy viewership, right? 33 to 63. At that point, as men, 33 and up to 63 years old, we kind of well established in our behavior patterns and what we like and what we don't like, right? And so with that being said, as men, this guy is talking about a man that he does not like, and he's still talking about me now. But that's not the thing that interests me the most. I don't care about people talking about me. He's talking about me over there on his platform. And I gave him the opportunity and invitation to don't hide behind his channel. Come on over here and say it in my presence. And the man said no. Can't respect a guy like that. You see? Because like I told the other guy, you can't be the big bad wolf and Little Red Riding Hood at the same time. He won't even come over here. At least have enough courage. If it's all about marketing and promoting you, come on over here. You get more marketing and promotion both ways. Saying it on your channel, coming over here, saying it to my face and my presence over here. I'm not talking about anything off of YouTube, guys. I'm talking about on YouTube for viewership, for entertainment value. That's all I'm talking about. He won't do that. So if you won't do that, then that means your strategic plan to build and promote your channel and you, it's all a farce. And I know that already. That's why I said, wouldn't it be great marketing if you came over here to my platform? I already know that. It's not. You're just lying and making it up so that people can believe that you are this grand wizard and you etched out this whole strategy to be able to market yourself by talking about a guy who has 22,000 less subscribers than you and average a minimum of 5 to 6,000 views per video less than you. That doesn't make any kind of sense. You see what I'm saying? Oh, we do have a woman in the chat. Salute, Dahlia. I see you in the chat, sweetheart. I gotta put my glasses on so I can hear what y'all saying. What y'all talking about in the chat? I'm about to get on this buzz situation. Yeah, we about to roll the tape. Okay, so I see we do have a guy who's coming back and forth. He's delivering messages. Yeah, that's cool. They calling me Farty live right now. He won't come over to the platform. He talking all that trash over there. That don't count. That's like Hulk Hogan and Macho Man Randy Savage. You know why they was going back and forth like that? It's because they knew they were going to meet each other in the ring. That's the only point you should be making. They were building up and promoting an event that was eventually going to take place. He's just talking about me for no reason and don't want to come over to my platform. So what's the point? So what that tells me is you really don't want no real debate smoke. Oh, he's here now? He's doing this now? Oh, let me see something real quick. Hold on, y'all. Can I say something, y'all? I just want to say something because the guy told me to go on and type this up in the YouTube thing. I just want to say this, y'all, for real. I gotta say this. Real City, real question, because I think Real City is a friend of Coach Malachi. And I promise you, we're gonna get to the whole Crawford thing with the rematch. It's just entertainment. Real City, I had a question for you. Who else is cool with him that's in my chat right now? Real City. All things, I see you in the chat. Salute to you as well. Real City. Hold on, y'all. Don't block Real City yet. I want to ask him something. I really want to ask him something. Real City. Oh, he's timed out for 300 seconds. Dang, I want to ask him a question about something. Okay, anybody. Maybe anybody can answer this question. Did y'all ever hear? This is for anybody who has watched True Media TV. Excuse me, True Media Today. I don't know why I keep saying TV. Coach Malachi. Okay, he can hear me? Okay, great. This is for anybody. Real quick, have you heard Coach Malachi make any reference about himself being a preacher, a reverend, a minister? Anybody. That's not just for Real City. That's for anybody who's in my chat who watched him before or who still watches him now. I just I just want to ask the question on that. I want to. It's very important. Anybody, anybody can answer that. Anthony Britt said never. Anyone else? I don't watch him. Okay, great. This question is posed to those who watch Coach Malachi. Okay, so he's in the FOI. FOI. That's cool. But no, I'm not talking about FOI. See, FOI is the fruit of Islam. I'm not talking about the fruit of Islam. I'm talking about him making references of him being a reverend. That's what I was talking about. Him calling himself a reverend or him calling himself a preacher on his channel. Have any of you that know him or been on his channel ever heard him reference himself? I'm not saying whether he used to be in a religion or anything or his belief in a God. I'm not talking about that. I'm specifically talking about a minister or a reverend. Have you ever heard him make a reference to him being a reverend or a minister in a joking way or anything like that? Okay, so everybody's telling me no. Everybody's telling me no in the chat that they've never heard him. He's calling me Janitor Farty on his channel. I know Tommy. It's okay. He's scared to come over here and call me that. So we can debate. After he called me that, I want to debate him. Right after he called me, I got some questions I want to ask him. But yeah, I know he keeps calling me a janitor. I know. But I want to ask a question because I want to know. So no one has ever heard him call himself in a joking way, like a reverend or a minister or a pastor or a preacher. Y'all have never heard Coach Malachi refer to himself as the reverend or the preacher? You haven't? Okay, I have a question then. Have you ever heard me reference myself as the preacher of boxing, or I have 4 different type of characters that start with the letter P and the second letter is the letter R, like the professor, the promoter, the prosecutor, the preacher? When I present information in an entertaining way, have any of you all heard me reference myself as that? Anybody? Nobody's answering me. Oh, Fanny Pack did. Yes, you said you are a preacher. Well, I never told anybody I was a preacher. I was saying that's one of the characters that I have presented uh, on YouTube to present information on the business of boxing in an entertaining way. Um, because the letters PR stands for public relations. So I use words that start with the letter P and the second letter is the letter R, like the professor, the promoter, the prosecutor, the preacher. I have 4 different characters that um all right, so Sanction Boss said, yeah, he heard that. You got a lot of fake pages in your chat. That's okay. I just want to know, Dahlia, you can answer this as well. Have anyone heard me reference myself as a quote unquote preacher of boxing, or the character, one of the characters that I present on YouTube on my channel is the preacher? Anybody? I heard 2 people just say yeah. Anybody? There's a reason why I'm asking this question. I need you all know, okay? No, I'm not a PR agent. I'm just listen to the question. So apparently nobody else has heard Coach Malachi from True Media TV reference himself as a reverend or a preacher, right? On his channel, you never heard him reference himself as a preacher or a minister or a reverend in a joking way. Y'all never heard him do that before, right? Okay, so now that y'all answered no, my question is, have you ever heard me reference myself in a joking manner as the preacher of boxing, and I present four different characters on my channel to present information to make it more entertaining, like the professor, the promoter, the prosecutor, and the preacher? Did y'all ever hear me reference myself as that? Can somebody answer me? Because y'all are engaging in the chat. Y'all talking about something else. I need y'all to stay with me now. There's a reason why I'm asking this. Okay, somebody said yes. They have heard me reference. Thank you, Zaire. Thank you, Dank. I see you. You've heard me reference myself as the quote unquote preacher of boxing. You heard me reference myself as the quote unquote preacher when I present information, right? Oh yeah, Sanction Boss said he heard me say it the other day, right? Okay, let me roll the tape on Coach Malachi because he's still alive, I believe, and somebody told me to type this up, and I typed it up, and guess the part that just came up? Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
Can't make this up. You get what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. But guess what? Wakanda nigga logic don't make sense. It's like trying to make sense out of nonsense. You taking nonsense, you taking nonsense, and you trying to make sense of it. And listen, it'll just confuse you. It'll just confuse you.
Okay, let's get back to it now. Stay with me. Come on over here, y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Come back over here, chat. I got something for y'all. We got to get to this Terence Crawford thing. We spending too much time on this guy. Come back over here, chat. Chat, come on over here. I just want to do this one little part, y'all. And I promise you, after I do this little piece right here, I promise you, we going on Crawford. Because I wasn't even trying to talk about this guy today. And somebody in the chat asked me a question about this. All right. I'm gonna say this again. I need everybody in the chat. I got the tape rolled up now. The tape is rolled up. The tape is rolled up. I'm gonna show y'all something, but I need y'all undivided attention. I'm gonna show you. The tape is rolled up on him, all right? Stay with me. Okay, y'all ready? Now, we're gonna start this over again. I want to make sure we're on the same page. Mr. Pragmatic, Dahlia, I need y'all to ask this question, and I get the answer. I'm gonna roll the tape, and then we're going to move on. Y'all ready for this? All right. Yes or no? Has anyone, whether you are a supporter of Coach Malachi from True Media Today, his channel, or not, have any of you at any time heard Coach Malachi from True Media Today, USA Boxing, reference himself as a reverend or a preacher in a joking way? Yes or no? I got one person that said no. Do we have anyone else? That's two people that said no. He's never referenced himself as a reverend and or a preacher in a joking way on his channel. He's never done it. That's two no's. Anyone else? Okay, great. Somebody else just said no. That's 3 no's. I think 3 no's are good enough. Now, let me ask my second question. Have any one of you in the chat ever heard me reference myself as the preacher of boxing or as the preacher who present information in an entertaining way? Such as when I say I'm the professor, the promoter, the prosecutor, the preacher. Have any one of you heard me reference myself as that? Yes or no? Yes, somebody said yes. What about the preacher? You've heard me say the preacher. When I present information like in an entertaining way, I do it in a way as the character of a prosecutor, promoter, a professor, and a preacher. You've heard me reference myself as that. I got 3 no's. Or I got 3 yeses. I'm sorry, 3 yeses. Okay. Now, the reason why I asked you all those 2 questions is because I was asked. Thank you, Zaire. I see you. I was asked to type in the search engine, which I did not, but I typed in the meltdown, True Media, and then boom, this part came up. I don't know how this part came up. I promise you, I didn't do any of this. This is a live version of Coach Malachi. I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
But it's all on. As a matter of fact. And again, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. But what I want to do is this. I want to say, and I'm gonna do this. I don't have to do this, but I'm gonna do it. I want to say a special prayer. If you are a Wakanda nigga, you watching this show, you come from the Genital Farties channel, you come from the Alphabet Boy community, and you confused, and you suffering from a strong case of gooch grease, and you have a victim mentality, and you are looking to be saved, the good Reverend Pastor, Coach Malachi, is here to redeem you. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna say a special prayer. And I want you to hold on to God's unchanging.
Stop right there. I rest my case, y'all. We about to get on talking about Crawford now. In the rematch situation. Did y'all hear that audio? Let's do a mic check real quick. Test the 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Test. Is this thing on? Hello, hello, hello. Am I live on? Hello, testing 1 2. Can y'all hear the audio that I just played? Can I get a mic check? Yes or no? Can somebody in the chat give me a mic check, audio check, please? Did y'all hear what Coach Malachi just said? It's probably about 20 minutes ago now. That was from a live. Y'all heard it? All right, Zaire and them heard it. All right. They heard it. All right. Anybody else heard it? Oh, okay. I rest my case. Now, basically, what that mean? Which are a nay. A nay. What you get out of that, sweetheart? You said you just heard that, right? What did you get out of that? What you just heard? Sanction boss. What did you get out of that you just heard? Salute to Supreme L. My good brother Marty just got in from work, showing love. Dude sounds like the mad rapper. Peace and light to you, my brother. Peace to you as well, Supreme L. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Hope you had a good day at work today, sir. And I'm glad that you got in from work and listening to this because I'm here to provide some entertainment. We all done had work today or some kind of long portion of something that we had to be committed to today. That's why I wanted to give some entertainment value before I get an education. Okay? All right, so y'all heard that. So Sanction Boss says, Malachi, a big fan. Excuse me, I apologize. Sanction Boss said, Malachi, a fan, big dog. You doing something right. All right. Where's Nay with an A? Man, why am I reading so wrong today, y'all? Nay with a Y. I apologize. Nay with a Y. Oh man, we got some good likes in here. That's right, y'all. Keep the likes coming up. We got some entertainment that we're doing right now, but we're gonna get to some education real soon. Okay. So what did you get out of that? Nay with a Y. She also says she heard that. What did you get out of that? Come on, y'all. I need the chat to come with me. Come get at me. Holla at me. Okay. I see what's going on. So, so basically what it is, absolutely, Supreme L. So I'm not saying that the guy didn't play the prayer before. See, that wasn't the question that was asked. See, what it is hold on, let me get Nay with a Y. Said fanboy. That's what I got out of it. I got the same response, sweetheart. And salute to you for being in the chat. I appreciate your viewership as always. I got the same. Hey, Nay. I got that same reaction. I asked everybody before I played it back. Yes, a Dory. I'm not saying the question wasn't about whether he plays that clip or not from Coming to America. That wasn't the question. The question was, does he reference himself as the pastor? Does he represent himself as the reverend in a joking manner? And everybody told me that watched him on this channel or heard him, they said no. Salute, Rachel and Nonito Daenerys. Always a pleasure. So basically, there's only one person on YouTube that we know of that present information in 4 different characters, and that's me. And those characters start with a P. The promoter, the prosecutor, the professor, and the preacher. And now we hear Coach Malachi reference himself as a reverend, something we've never heard him do before. And I'm saying we because you all in the chat that watch his content has told me y'all never heard it before. Interesting. Wonder where he get that inspiration from. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't play that clip from Coming to America because somebody in my chat said he always plays that clip. I don't care if he plays the clip. I'm asking, does he reference himself as a reverend? Does he say the Reverend Coach Malachi like you just heard him say? And y'all told me no. These guys, they know they be watching me. They know they do. And I'm okay with it. I'm glad. I appreciate the viewership. You know? I just wanted to see what inspired that. Okay. I seen somebody in the chat talking about boots. Why are we talking about boots? Boots is not a part of the snack program. Okay, but what difference does it make? The snack program works. There's no point in hating on the snack program. Yeah, it's all good. I can't let nobody on because there's no link to it. This is straight from YouTube. You know, if this was StreamYard, I'll let y'all come on. Somebody's asking to come on. Yeah. This dude must really live rent-free in your head. Hey, real smooth. How he live rent-free in my head when he talking about me, bro? That's interesting to me. It's like, so these guys can call me names, talk about me, and then when I respond, they living rent-free in my head. When I respond to these guys starting with me, stealing my content, flipping my content, making quote-unquote debunk videos on me, stealing my thumbnails, and placing their logos on it, if when I respond to it, they living rent-free in my head, at what point as a man do we not have the authority and right to defend ourselves? What's going on? That's crazy to me. So I don't have to, so I can't, I can't speak on it. Now, I'm not saying I got to run it through the ground every video. But what I'm saying is I can't react to it at all. Where they do that at? Real Smooth? So what? So what, Real Smooth? Yeah, I make a whole show about him and other content creators that diss me. Yeah, I do. I pick and choose who I do that with. Ignore it. That's what he said, ignore it. Why I got to ignore it? Tell me, give me one good reason why I got to ignore it. Because here's the thing, Real Smooth. You didn't go over there and tell him that, did you? When the man was calling me janitor, fanager, and all these other names, and he's still calling me live as we speak, Real Smooth, did you run over there and tell him, as a 50-something-year-old man, it sounds very juvenile elementary for him to call me that? Did you run over there, Real Smooth, and tell him that? Because if you didn't, you are being a hypocrite for telling me to ignore it and don't worry about it. And don't make a show about it. You're being a hypocrite, Real Smooth. You ain't the only one. There's more hypocrites here that do the same thing. If you didn't go over to his channel and hold him accountable, then how can you come over here and tell me what to do and say, ignore it, don't worry about it? Somebody said, what she say? Hold on. What she say just now? Nay with an A says, she said, hold up, Nay. I got you, Nay. I'm gonna put you up there, baby. Don't worry about it. You know I always respect the ladies. Nay with a, I keep calling her Nay with an A. Nay with a Y. Sorry, Nay. Nay with a Y says that's what happened when you are that dude. Appreciate you, Nay. They know what time it is. They don't never, they don't never want to give a person credit when it's due. Yes, I know that's right. Speaking of credit, let's give Terence Crawford some credit. He's the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. Okay? And speaking of that, why don't he want to fight Spence at 154? We're going to get right into it now. As the viewership is doing what, y'all? Increasing exponentially. Okay, so let me pull this up too. Let me roll the tape on this because I want to make sure we're on the same page with this as well. Speaking of credit here, let me make sure we on the same page. I want to pull up something. Hey guys and ladies, I want to pull up something that Crawford said, all right? I appreciate you too, People's Choice. Thank you for your support, man. Appreciate that. Hey, I want to pull up something that Terence Crawford said. Can I pull up? Can I roll the tape on something real quick? Let me pull up something he said real quick, all right? Let's see if I can pull it up. Give me a minute. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, we have to deal with this now. We keep hearing these rumors that Terence Crawford, okay, hopes that Errol Spence decides not to fight him at 154 pounds, but also to equally decide not to fight him at 147 pounds. These are the words of, I think, Terence Crawford's friend. Dang, I forgot. I had his name in my mind so I can bring up the source. He's the one that tweeted. Dang, what is his name? Rock Steven or something. Well, anyway, he tweeted. He's one of Terence Crawford's close friends. He tweeted that Terence Crawford offered Errol Spence the rematch. However, he hopes, these are the words of, not mine, these are the words of Terence Crawford's friend that he tweeted, he hopes that that Spence does not accept the offer at 147 pounds in the rematch because he don't want to fight him at 54 anyway. He want to fight him at 47, 147 pounds. So let's hear what Terence Crawford said, though. And I want to make sure I pulled up his words because a lot of times we get short-term memory loss in boxing because we're so used to hearing, current events, new topics, and then we just keep on going on and on and on, and we forget about some of the things that's said in the past. Joseph Swab, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Joseph said, stay tough, bro. We need somebody to bring up the obvious and the not so obvious. Absolutely, I'm always going to remain tough and bring up the obvious and the not so obvious to provide entertainment, but my objective is to provide education first. Let's pull up the words of Terence Bud Crawford. He was on the podium, or the stage rather, at the post-fight press conference right after the fight with Errol Spence. He was asked a question about fighting Errol Spence, and this is what he said specifically. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.
If you have questions, raise your hand.
Terence, Andreas here from the Sporting News. Just talked to Errol. He said he hopes to get the rematch, and he would like to have the rematch at 154 pounds. Are you interested in moving up and wait for the rematch, or does it have to be at 47?
It definitely don't have to be at 47. Like I said, I'm in a hurt business. 47 was kind of hard for me too. I was already talking about moving up in weight and challenging Charlo, so 54 wouldn't be outreach of anything.
Did y'all hear that? I want to make sure that you heard that. Did you all hear what Terence Bud Crawford said? Those were the words of Crawford himself. That was the night of the fight. After the fight was over, they did a post-fight press conference. They, meaning Team Crawford and Team Spence. Those were the words of Crawford himself. He said that 154 is not out of the question. I had trouble making 147 pounds as well. I already made references about me moving up to 154, so it wouldn't matter to me if we fight at 154 in the rematch. Those were the words of Crawford himself. Those were Crawford's words. Did y'all hear that? That's what happened. So we are hearing and seeing tweets from Terence Crawford's close friend who says that Crawford don't want to fight Errol Spence at 154 pounds. He'd rather fight him at 147 pounds. That's what he said. I have a question. I do have a question about that. Terence Crawford said he couldn't make the weight. I do have a question on that. Hopefully the chat can engage with me, and let's see if we can get this question answered. Why is 147 pounds hard for Terence Crawford to make? Salute to you, Marcus Goodman. I see you. So let me ask the question again. Terence Crawford said, and I just wrote the tape and y'all just heard him say, in the post-fight press conference after the fight with Errol Spence, that it's hard for him to make the 147-pound weight. Why is it difficult for Terence Crawford to make the 147-pound weight? Anybody have an opinion on that? All right, well, let me reframe the question this way. Why is 147 pounds hard for Crawford to make when he's a part of the snack program, a world-renowned nutrition program? Anyone have an answer on that? Anyone? The snack program works, we all know that. But we heard Terence Crawford say, y'all just heard him, that he has trouble making the 147-pound weight. That's what he said on July the 29th, right after the fight at the post-fight press conference. Now we're hearing that he only wants to fight Spence at 147 pounds. And actually, according to his friend, the guy who tweeted that, and I think he did an interview as well, he basically said that he hopes that he, meaning Crawford, hopes that Spence don't even take the fight at 147 pounds because he's ready to do bigger and better things. And that is to move up 3 weight divisions to fight the winner of Jermell Charlo and or Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds so that he can make history. He said he was open to fighting Errol Spence at 154. He said he was open to it. So when Errol Spence made a reference to fighting at 154, Crawford said he was open to it, remember? On July 29th, he said he was open for it. Now all of a sudden, almost 2 months later, through tweets from his close friend and in an interview that his close friend did, or multiple interviews he may have done, the close friend, he said basically that Crawford wants this fight with Spence in a rematch at 147 pounds. He said that he has problem making the weight himself. So why would you drain yourself, give yourself a hard time of making the weight to fight another guy in Spence who we already know he has problem making the weight too? What's that about? Because if you're going to stay at that weight class at 147 pounds, I've said this time and time again, I'm going to say it again today. There's only one fighter that you should be fighting if you're going to stay at 147 pounds. And that is Jerron Boots Ennis. It's interesting to me. I see a Terence Bud Crawford fan in the chat said he changed his mind. How do you know he changed his mind? How do you know he changed his mind, though? Because think about it. He's going to go up 3 weight divisions with no problem fighting Canelo at 168. But then he don't want to fight Errol Spence at 154 when he knows Errol Spence has openly admitted that he can't make the weight no more. Spence been saying that for years, though. I'm confused by that. I need answers. Okay, I'm glad you said that, Tommy. For the money. You don't find it strange that someone can move from 147 pounds, skip 3 weight classes? You'd have a problem with that? You don't have any problem with that? Nobody has a problem with that? Okay. So he can move up 3 weight classes to fight at 168 pounds, but he won't move up 1 weight division that he claimed he always wanted to be fighting at, which is 154, to fight Spence. I don't get it. You saying it's about the money. Well, the money is good, because remember, he asked for more money. He asked for more money in the rematch. So the money should be good. And speaking of money, I have another question. Since we keep talking about he's chasing the bag, I have a question on that. We heard Crawford say that Boots is low reward, right? But wouldn't Crawford be low reward for Canelo Alvarez? So let's get this straight. So Crawford won't fight Boots, a guy who is his mandatory, a guy who deserved a title shot, a guy who's in the same division as him. He won't give him a chance to fight him because he's low reward, meaning that he don't sell very well compared to him, meaning that Boots don't sell pay-per-view buys. He don't sell live gate or tickets more than Crawford, which means that Crawford will be the A side in a scenario, right? Boots is low reward, but wouldn't Crawford be low reward if he fought Canelo Alvarez? Because we know Bud don't sell more pay-per-view buys than Canelo, nor do he sell live gate and ticket sales more than Canelo. So technically, wouldn't Crawford be the B side? Wouldn't Crawford be the low reward for fighting Canelo? He would. So then why is he saying that Boots is low reward for him? We need answers. Okay? Because we've heard Steven Espinosa time and time again in multiple interviews, including one on YSM Sports Media, okay, that Steven Espinosa in Showtime is ready to bankroll the fight between Boots Ennis and Crawford. See what I'm saying? So why won't Crawford give him a shot? That's the question on the floor. There's only one fighter we want to see Crawford fight at 147 pounds, and that is Jerron Boots Ennis. If he's not going to fight Jerron Boots Ennis at 147 pounds for them belts, then he needs to vacate those belts and he needs to move up in weight at 154 pounds to fight Errol Spence Jr. It's very, very simple. What are we talking about here? And it's a possibility that he might get a bigger split than he got in the first fight, since he did win, since he is the undisputed, undefeated welterweight champion of the world. So why would he not take on the offer to fight Spence at 154 pounds, get a bigger split than he did in the first fight before he won all the belts, and then quote unquote beat Spence again, and then move up from 154 after quote unquote beating Spence again? Then you jump up to 68 and it won't look suspicious. You'll do it naturally and you'll do it the right way. When I say the right way, I'm talking about the way a body's supposed to grow properly to fit at that weight. Okay? All right. So why not fight at 54? Then you can skip 160 and then go straight to 68. Easier on your body as a 37-year-old man. He's not 10 years younger. Crawford's not. So a 26-year-old, a 27-year-old, they probably can make those strides at a slower pace, but they can make those strides moving up. Make those strides. But somebody like a Crawford in his late 30s that's going from 47, won't fight Spence in a rematch at 154, but he's going to jump up 3 weight divisions to fight Canelo or Charlo, but particularly Canelo. Those were the words of Terence Crawford's close friend in the tweet that I just seen earlier. In the interview that we heard. See what I'm saying? So there's an issue there from a business perspective that makes absolutely no sense. In closing, I want to say this. Now, I'm not saying that those words that Terence Crawford's friend said in that tweet, in those 2 tweets that I saw, or in an interview that he did, or several interviews that he did, right? I'm not saying that they're Crawford words. I had a question for the chat real quick. Should we give Crawford close friend, I think his last name is Nelson, the one that just tweeted that. The one that said that Crawford, rather for Spence not to accept the offer to fight the rematch at 147 pounds so that he can move up 3 weight divisions and make history and fight the winner between Canelo and Charlo. This is the words of Crawford's friend in a tweet and in interviews. Should we take his word as him being a credible source, being a friend? Thank you. Somebody told me, yep, that's his name, Steven Nelson. Yep, Steven Nelson. Should we take Steven Nelson's words as credible since he is a friend of Crawford? I think we should, me personally, because he's a close friend, of Crawford, of Bud. I think his words is credible. We should believe what the guy's saying. But I'm asking y'all, what y'all got to say about that? Everybody's saying definitely. Okay. Somebody said yes. Okay. All right. Somebody else said yes. Mr. Pratt says yes. We got a lot of yeses in the chat. So we should hold Steven Nelson's word as valuable since he's representing Terence Crawford talking about this topic. And he tweeted that Crawford don't want to stay at the 147-pound division if it's not about fighting Errol Spence at 147 pounds. He'd rather Errol Spence decline the offer to rematch him at 147 pounds so that he can have the opportunity to jump up directly from welterweight all the way to 168 pounds for the bag, as y'all say in the chat. So I have a question on that. Since Crawford don't want to fight Boots at 147 pounds, and since Bud rather for Spence to decline the offer of fighting him in the rematch at 147 pounds, and he don't want to fight Spence at 154, Spence can't make the weight either. He definitely can't make the weight. He's been saying this for years, and he wants this rematch at 154 pounds. Spence does. We heard him say that in the post-fight interview. I have a question on that. I have a question on that. So if we can take Steven Nelson's words as valuable as a credible source because he's a representation of Terence Crawford. Let me put my glasses on because I want to hear what y'all have to. I want to hear what y'all have to say when I put my glasses on. Then how come we can't hold LC's words as valuable since he came on this platform right here? And he's also a representation of Bud Crawford. And he gave some answers. And his answers were, when I asked him, when did Crawford go over to the snack program? And why? And we all concluded that Spence was too big. Reframe. I'm going to give you his exact quote. Because Crawford went over to the snack program because he knew that Spence was much stronger and much bigger. End quote. Those were the words of LC, the close friend of Terence Crawford. I will make sure that I put a description in the link, or when this video go off, I make sure I include it so that you can go back after this video is off. You can click it in the right or left hand corner, and that video is going to come up. You can hear LC, a close friend of Terence Crawford, say it himself when I asked him personally about why Crawford go over to the snack program. So my point is, Steven Nelson, he makes a statement in a tweet and in an interview or two, and everybody's going crazy. Everybody's talking about this day after day because they look at him, Steven Nelson, as a credible source and a representation of Terence Crawford, which is fine. However, where's that same energy when I had LC, Terence Crawford's friend, and Terence Crawford's nephew, who is a best friend of his, LC? When LC got on here and told the people that Crawford went over to the snack program because Errol Spence was bigger and stronger than him. When he said that, I didn't hear people talking about what LC was saying. Didn't hear him. Including Bud Crawford fans. Didn't hear nobody, whoever. Didn't hear him. Now another Terence Crawford friend come out and say something about him not fighting Spence at 54, but only at 47, after he contradicted himself and basically said in a post-fight press conference on July 29th, after the fight, that he'd be willing to move up to 54, 154 pounds. He's open to it. It's no problem to him because he had a hard time making weight at 147 pounds as well. That's the words of Crawford, not mine. I just wrote the tape back on that. So where's the extra information being presented? See, when Steven Nelson said that, everybody, all the fans jumped on that. But when I had LC on here talking about the snack program, couldn't find one other video. Couldn't find nobody say anything about what LC said. And so what happens is, I noticed that a lot, not all, but a lot of Terence Crawford fans, they have selective hearing, they have selective memory, and they have selective outrage. And this is why the rules typically don't apply to me. They change the rules right in the middle of an incident when it comes to me. It's interesting. That's all I'm saying. So I'm not saying that Steven Nelson is not right about what he's saying. What I'm saying is he's giving a perspective based on his relationship with Bud and what he knows about Bud, right? Cool. That's acceptable. His tweets have been acceptable all for the last 4 days now. His interviews, acceptable. But that's because we got to be fair. Okay? Steven Nelson is a credible friend of Crawford. His word should hold weight. But LC's words should hold weight as well. Well, we did 100 minutes, 100 miles and running, 100 minutes. Tune in live. Might be back here tomorrow. I got to publish another piece of content, y'all, so I can publish it within an hour or two, okay? But tune in live. Because the thing is, we got more on this. Not only is Crawford talking about, according to Steven Nelson, talking about he want the rematch at 147, even though we know that Spence can't make that weight. Even though Bud himself said he can't make the weight. We heard him. That's what he said. It's no point. Now we got to deal with, that's the weight part. Now we got to deal with the money part. In other words, it's what we offering each other as fighters. In other words, is Crawford said he's doing all this to basically, I gotta make more money now that I'm the champ. And he's right. There's nothing wrong with having that mentality. But when we talk about Errol Spence, we gotta keep it real, y'all. We know that Errol Spence did lose, but it's a great possibility that Errol Spence still outsell Terence Crawford in pay-per-view buys and or ticket sales. It's a great possibility now, even without the belts. So all I'm saying is Crawford has a right to ask for more money. Of course. This is all standard in boxing. If I come over to fight you as a professional boxer, you're the A side on the B side, right? There's certain demands you're going to have for me. If I want to fight, I'll accept those demands. When I beat you as the B side, right? Like Bud was the B side and he beat Spence, I'm going to come with my own demands. But unfortunately for Spence, that did not happen. Errol Spence and his representation finessed Errol Spence, as they should have. That's good business. But the thing about it is that Errol Spence acquiesced it. He caved in to the demands of Crawford, even the coin toss, everything. He gave up his leverage. He forfeited his leverage to Crawford. And Crawford, by saying, hey, I'm not fighting him at 154 pounds. I'm only going to fight him at 147 pounds. By Crawford saying that, knowing that Spence can't make the weight, that's problematic there. That's a very, very problematic scenario. And we don't need all of the other boxers to maintain that mentality and become divas when it's their turn, because then now the entire sport will be contaminated. Because everybody will have all these outrageous demands. And then when a fighter don't accept those demands, then people are going to say they're ducking. So Errol Spence gave up a lot of demands in this fight. From a logical standpoint, it is right if Crawford keeps his word. And I'm not talking about just any word. I'm talking about the words that he said at the post-fight press conference. Just like Errol Spence kept his word, and everything Crawford asked Spence for or to do in this fight, bam, Spence gave it to him. From a business standpoint, yes, you're right. Crawford is entitled to change his mind. He is. He could say, yeah, I'm open to fight him at 54. And then now he can turn around and say, nope, I don't want to fight him at 154. I want to fight him at 47. He is entitled to that. But from a man's standpoint, if you go and thank him like Crawford thanks Spence publicly, he said if it wasn't for Spence, this fight wouldn't happen. So if you know that, the rules of gratitude say, I'm going to do what? Reciprocate and return to what? Favor. You want to fight me at 54? I really don't want to fight you at 54, but because you put me in a position to beat you without any hesitation, I did everything you asked me to do. Now I'm going to return the favor. What you want? You want to fight at 154? No problem. I already gave my word at the post-fight press conference. No problem.
Terence Bud Crawford. If you have questions, raise your hand.
Terence, Andreas here from the Sporting News. Just talked to Errol. He said he hopes to get the rematch and he would like to have the rematch at 154 pounds. Are you interested in moving up in weight for the rematch, or does it have to be at 47?
It definitely don't have to be at 47. Like I said, you know, I'm in a hurt business. 47 was kind of hard for me too. I was already talking about moving up in weight and challenging Charlo. So 54 wouldn't be outreach of anything.
Definitely not a problem. We're not having a fight at 47. That's what Crawford said. So what we talking about now? See, I'm saying that his friend, Steven Nelson, is a credible guy. We should believe him. He's a close friend of Bud. Why not believe him? Yes, we should believe him. But we should also equally believe LC when he told us why Crawford went over to the snack program 6 to 7 months before he fought Porter in 2021. And LC said Spence is bigger and stronger. So that's why he went over to the snack program. But on the night of the fight, though, Crawford looked bigger and stronger than Spence. So we shall see. We shall see. So here's the thing. We're going to be back here tomorrow now. I need all of you to come back tomorrow. We got some more boxing to talk about and the business of boxing. We're going to talk about several other fighters tomorrow. Ooh, it's going to be a good show tomorrow. But stay tuned because I'm about to drop a video within an hour. I'm going to publish the video on my reaction to what Shakur Stevenson said with regards to Frank Martin while he was interviewing on $1 million worth of game. If you all remember that last night. And he said some choice words for Frank Martin, another PBC fighter, Man Down Promotions, right? About the 25% guarantee that he offered Frank Martin. You know what? I'm doing way too much talking. I need you all to tune in tomorrow, live in living color right here on another episode of You Got It. Roll the tape. That's right. Come on back here tomorrow. We got some more boxing and